Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, and it's always an
Truly?
instant classic.
Truly an instant classic?
No, it's always an instant
But
classic.
the other guy
But the
said,
other guy is a buffoon, much like Ty Dillinger. We'll get to that, though. We will get to that. But anyway, speaking of Ty Dillinger, we are actually talking about NXT. For 12/2/15, just before we went on camera, I said 16 because I'm ready. I'm ready for 2016. That's all that was. I know what year it is. But anyway, let's get into the review. We open up with Baron Corbin versus the perfect buffoon, Ty Dillinger. And DJ's been waiting weeks to do that. Just weeks, just waiting. I did like this match. It was a great, dominant performance by Baron Corbin. I do believe the end of days was a perfect 10. See what I did there? No, yeah. Any thoughts on this match? Because I mean, Baron Corbin, he just he's gonna be the perfect 6.5 maybe next time he comes out. He's not the perfect 10 anymore. No.
Hey. So Ty Dillinger, he got some moves in. I'm kind of confused on if you can hear me or not. Okay. I couldn't see my levels going up and down, so I'm like, can you hear me? Can you not? I'm a little confused. But anyway, Ty Dillinger, he got some moves in, start of the match. You start the match at 0-0. So, he came in right on him, right at him, got some shots in, and then he outquicked him at one point, in the corner. So, and then he hit that little Luther's press thing that he did. It was weird, but he did it anyway, and it was a 10, I tell you. So, Dillinger got some moves in. So you can quit hating on the perfect soon to be NXT World Heavyweight
Never.
Champion of the 10s of the world.
Maybe after he finishes his feud with Jason Jordan, but
that's never gonna happen. So he's moving on to bigger things.
Until then, he can't move on. He's stuck in limbo. But moving on, so we go to Apollo Crews. And Apollo Crews is being interviewed by some new interviewer that I do not know. WWE tends to bring in new interviewers that we do not know, and they don't tell us their name until the third interview that they give, and it's like you can say that the first time, we couldn't introduce the guy. I don't know, but anyway. Next week, Apollo will team with Finn Balor to face Baron Corbin and Samoa Joe. He's asked if he has any concerns about Finn Balor's condition after what happened at the contract signing the previous week. He says he is concerned, but not about Finn Balor's condition. He's more concerned about whether he can contain himself from tearing Baron Corbin apart when he gets in the ring with them. Oh, he's just gonna destroy that boy. Thoughts?
I'm liking this Apollo Crews, this aggressive Apollo Crews, kind of showing a new side. Well, it's not. It's still a little bit new. We've been seeing it for the last couple of weeks, so it's still a little bit new. Still fresh in the minds of us. I'm excited for the tag team match though. Should be a pretty good match. Also, I feel like Takeover. I'm just confused now because they set up this tag team match. I'm like, who's feuding with who? I was already confused on the feuds in general, so now I'm just even more confused. But we'll figure it out. I'll just put the blinders on and be blind to it, and then Takeover comes, and I'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe what's going on. It'll be exciting. Be an exciting time.
Yeah. So let me help you out a little bit. Finn Balor is feuding with Samoa Joe. and Baron Corbin is feuding with Apollo Crews.
So Finn Balor's gonna lose, right? Because
No, Finn Balor doesn't. He can't lose.
he can though. It's the
He
thing.
can't. No, he's immortal. He can't lose. He can't die. Anyway, moving on. Next, Tommaso Ciampa is asked basically his thoughts on Samoa Joe's recent change in character. I like that they brought this up. It brings, their history into kind of the storyline. Again, with NXT kind of, acknowledging that there are other companies and histories with these guys. They're not just born and then thrown into WWE. They actually do stuff before WWE, which is cool. Apparently, this interviewer's name we found out was Alex. He didn't look like an Alex to me. I don't know. He looks more like maybe like a Rich or a Bill, maybe a Bob. Anyway, Ciampa says that Joe and himself have known each other for many years. Joe's always been a loner and a dangerous man, but something has changed in the past few weeks. He says, but if there's one thing more dangerous than a dangerous man, it's a man with nothing to lose, and that's exactly what Ciampa is. Any thoughts on this interview?
I definitely like it. They're definitely trying to bring some of that old school kind of crazy Ciampa into his character here, which I like. You can kind of see it a little bit more. He's getting a little bit more comfortable. I think when he first debuted, they were kind of like, just go out there and kind of be yourself. And now they're kind of giving him something. Yeah, I definitely like that they mentioned the history. And how you kind of see the new Joe, which you would only know that if you had history with the guy. So I think that was kind of they played off of each other pretty well. But yeah, I want them to do something with Ciampa. I love Tommaso Ciampa. I loved him in Ring of Honor. He was one of my boys in Ring of Honor, and now in NXT, he's transitioned into my boy as well. So we're getting there. I definitely like it though. I'm glad they're kind of incorporating a little bit of his old character into this kind of new WWE person that we're starting to know and love and whatnot.
All right. I think Twitter actually has a limit of how many followers you can have or how many people you can follow. So you might need 2 accounts, boys.
They don't actually. They don't. I'm pretty sure there's no limit. I can have 18,599,003 million if I want. Okay.
I don't think that was a number, but okay.
It was. I made it up just now.
Let's move on. We'll figure that out at a later date. We get Nia Jax versus Blue Pants. Yeah, not red pants, not green pants, but blue pants. She got new music this week, though. Did you hear it? It was epic. It was pretty epic. And I think we all pretty much knew exactly how this match was going to go. And yes, Nia Jax just barely survived against Blue Pants. I mean, she just barely made it through this match. She was just hurting. But somehow Nia Jax did manage to get the victory. I don't know how she did it. I mean, she John Cena did or something like that. But this was a massacre from Blue Pants. Thoughts on this match and the almost destruction of Nia Jax?
No. I think we watched 2 separate matches. I think I think you watched something with like the blue colored roses. Get it? Because the rose colored glasses, blue colored glasses. I think you may have watched it, with the blue colored glasses, and you kind of saw a little bit more domination by Blue Pants. But from what I saw, Nia Jax was just throwing that girl around. She might have had new music, and it was interesting. It was similar to old music, but a little, rejuvenation in it. But yeah, Nia Jax, she threw a lot of people around tonight. I think she's a huge lady, so she might she might have threw me around while I was watching this match. So you never know. But yeah, this match was definitely it was interesting. Um, it was a domination by Nia Jax. I like Nia Jax a lot for a big. Well, I gotta quit. For you
For a
know
huge lady.
for someone, okay, this is how I say it. For someone of that stature, she moves well in the ring. I'm waiting for that diving leg drop. That Flya Jax. That's what I'm waiting on. Flya Jax. You know, they're gonna put her and Ryback in the same team's gonna be Flyback and Flya Jax, baby. You know, it sounds like a cereal. Flya Jax. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Um, so moving on from Flyjacks, the new cereal from WWE. I guess earlier in the week, Tom Phillips sat down with the wrongfully crowned fake tag team champions, Dash and Dawson. Any thoughts on this interview from the fake tag team champions that are not the real tag team, the wrongfully crowned tag team champions? I'm not bitter though. I'm not.
First off, Tom Phillips either has gotten fired or he's moving on to bigger things because he's not doing 5 things on the WWE YouTube channel anymore, and I am kind of upset. The new guy it's not the same. It's not the same as Tom. That's where me and Tom got close. You know,
That's where
um,
he
you know,
became your boy.
That's what I mean. He was starting to develop. He was getting those attributes up. You gotta have certain attributes to be my boy. But it was cool to see Tom Phillips. So I like that Dash and Dawson. They're kind of they're letting us know who they are, what they're about. They said cheap shotted, which is not a word, not a word. Close, very close to a word, but it's not a word. Um, Cheap shotted. They did say that, and because if you're not sure, just go into Microsoft Word like I did. You type it in, you say cheap shotted. Sounds really weird, and then you look at it and it's got the red line under it. No word, not a word. So Dawson Dash, school. You might need to go hit that real quick because cheap shot is not a word, darn it. You're not the real champs. The real champs go to school and they're men. They're men,
And they'll tell
and
you that you're SAWFT
yeah,
soft.
yeah, they will. Yeah,
I think we're talking about two different teams.
we are. But I put them together. So the Bod, Enzos, and Casses, right?
the, yeah, yeah. That doesn't work though. But yeah, moving on.
The soft villains. The soft villains. There we go. Soft villains.
That doesn't sound like a good team.
Sounds perfect, Casey. It's a perfect team.
Okay. Next we get sort of a surprise match. A couple guys that we haven't seen in like a month. We get Adam Rose versus James Storm. And I still can't get used to saying James Storm on a WWE show. I think it's just because he's a TNA original, so he's one of those guys that I never saw actually coming over to WWE, and now that he's here, it's like, what is going on? But also, I gotta say, I don't know if anyone else noticed, but Adam Rose kind of looked a little jacked today. Obviously he's been hitting the gym, The striped kick pads were a bad idea though. Stripes are never ever a good idea.
Unless they're horizontal.
Yeah, yeah. Vertical stripe. You don't do vertical stripes ever. Um, but I really enjoyed this match. I like this more serious Adam Rose. I'm still waiting for Leo Kruger to come back, but this will do for now. Um, I felt like both of them really worked well together. Hopefully, we see them more now that uh, that you know James Storm is sort of officially off TNA TV. I think, or unless is he in the round of 16? I don't think so. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see them more. Maybe if they put them in a feud together, because since they did kind of work really well together, I felt anyway. I feel like that would be good. At least give them TV time, give them something to do. Since neither of them have really been doing anything the past couple weeks. Um, Storm gets the win. Obviously, I think we all kind of figured that would happen. But I just don't like that they're using Adam Rose as a jobber. It seemed like they tried to start changing his character and then automatically went, okay, let's make him a jobber now. And it doesn't make sense that you would, if you're just going to make him a jobber, why didn't you just keep him as the happy-go-lucky, Adam Rose? Don't change his character, making it seem like you're going to give him a push and then, make him a jobber. But any thoughts on this match?
Um, I was excited for this match, seeing James Storm come out. I wish the thumbnail wouldn't have spoiled it for me because I would have been more surprised when James Storm came out because I hadn't seen James Storm in WWE yet. I didn't get to see his debut. I want to go back and watch it, but I never got a chance to really go back and look at it. But I was definitely looking forward to this match because I knew James Storm. James Storm was a good worker, regardless. Adam Rose, I like Adam Rose a lot. Wish they would do something with him, but they're being lemons and not rosebuds, so that's just how it is. Um, it's unfortunate. I love the party gimmick, but I do think it's time for a change, for the sake of everyone else, who doesn't like the party gimmick. I agree. I kind of wish they would have had some music on at the end though, like just maybe just turn it into like a darker. They could keep the like kind of original music, but maybe change the key to make it darker, sound darker. Um, and like so when he cuts it off, it changes to that darker sound or something. Um, Instead of just having him have no music, because I just think that's awkward, regardless of who comes out with it. And yes, Marcus Lee, you can't come out with it either. But this match was, it's pretty good. You could see some aggression between the two. You could see, Adam Rose trying to get in the face of James Storm, but he wasn't really, having it. Nice little running neck breaker there near the end of the match, and then the last call. I definitely, James Storm, he still looks really good. At age of 38, still looking, really good, really athletic. I don't know how much longer he has left in him, but I hope he gets called up to the main roster because I think he's just excited for something new. He's been in TNA for a while, and after being in a company for so long, you kind of just want to change it up a little bit, and I feel like he kind of felt that way. So I'm excited. I want to see what they're going to do with James Storm. I hope they do something with him in NXT, but I mean, I was actually thinking of they could do something with the Wyatt family with him if they wanted to, maybe kind of bring back the Revolution gimmick a little bit and throw him in the Wyatt family, and then maybe he like feud with Bray, like he's trying to take it over or something. I don't know. Maybe they could do something if they need an idea for a rivalry on the main roster to start him out. The Wyatt family has a new member, and James Storm, and everybody's like, "Oh wow, wait, he's in NXT. Wait a minute, wait, he's in T." And if you don't watch NXT, he's like, "Oh wait, he's in TNA." It'd be kind of unusual and shocking, so they could try that. I think. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Adam Rose. I hope they do something with him. I can't use my the world famous pickup line anymore. Are you a lemon or a rosebud? It's not the same anymore. So you know. It's sad time, for Adam Rose. They did that and what makes me mad about it is they he was one of the main focuses of the documentary, the ESPN E60 documentary, and they've done nothing with him. And I'm like, what was the use of making him a focus if you're not gonna do anything with him?
Yeah. I mean, but he chose to be a lemon. That was his choice. He chose it, you know? He could be a rosebud. He could. But he chose to be a lemon. It's a sad, sad day. But anyway, I do like James Storm now in WWE. He kind of seems like he feels like he's a little bit more kind of revitalized, and that just could be obviously change of scenery, change of company. It could be because TNA doesn't offer guaranteed contracts. We've heard in the past, so it could be more, I guess, in a way, job security, even though you still have to kind of earn, even if you are an original in TNA. Look at Samoa Joe. He's going through NXT too. So you still have to kind of earn your spot, but it's a little bit more of job security. But we'll see what they do with both of these guys. So next, we get a segment with the Vaudevillains and Jordan and Gable come in a little bit at the end. Did you have any thoughts on this interview here? I didn't really write too much about it.
I liked it just because it seemed like it was going to be a little like a respect thing initially. So I was like, oh, this could be it was obviously I knew it was gonna be a really good match. So I was like, this could be a pretty cool little thing they're going for here.
Yeah. So next, I got excited. I got pumped. We see an interview with Sami Zayn. It was in the interview from a year ago, right before. I think it was a year ago, right before our Evolution, because then they showed the match against Neville for the title at our Evolution. After that, it shows his logo and says returns. So just getting us excited for his return. I believe they said he's returning at the NXT special. So if nothing else, I'm excited for that. Even though we know NXT specials are usually pretty good. They're definitely a lot better than the average main roster pay-per-view. But we'll just have to see. You just go pay-per-view by pay-per-view and see how it goes. But the card seems to be picking up pretty good. I'm wondering what they're gonna do with him, how they're gonna bring him back, what they're gonna throw him into, whether they're gonna throw him into a story. They can't do a story with Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens is now on the main roster. So I'm just curious what they're gonna do, how they're gonna bring him back. But I'm excited. Any thoughts on the segment?
Yeah, I was excited. Got me wanting to go back and watch those Neville Sami Zayn matches. That was a good feud. It's crazy that's if it did say a year ago. I can't remember exactly what it said either, but that's crazy. It's been a year. It doesn't seem like it. It definitely feels like it was like 6 months or something. Man, I'm excited to see Sami Zayn back. I kind of wish he was on the main roster. To be honest, I love him in NXT, but he's been there. It seems like for so long. I want to see what they're gonna do with him because you never really know. Because I thought after the injury it was his last time in NXT. Maybe he'd go to the main roster, or maybe they're gonna bring him back just to kind of see, make sure he's okay, make sure he's cleared and whatnot, and then push him up. Because I don't know really how much more he has left for NXT. He's definitely proven himself. And even on the main, he's been on the main roster once or twice, so he's proven himself there too. So
yeah, it's a little bit confusing because it felt like they officially brought him up to the main roster, and then John Cena hurt his shoulder, If you remember, it was John Cena's fault. They brought it up that it was in a John Cena match that
It,
he.
it was wait a minute. It was in the match, but it wasn't necessarily John Cena's
It was
fault.
John Cena's fault.
I'm pretty sure he said. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure he said he felt a pull in it when he does his normal, pumping up the crowd thing. He had already felt the pull in it. So you can't blame John Cena for everything. He's not the cause of all your problems, Casey.
I'm, I'm still blaming it on John Cena.
Oh my God! I fell down the stairs. John Cena.
Anyway, next we have the Vaudevillains versus Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, who are ready, willing, and Gable. Also, it's John Cena's fault. This is DJ's match, so because it has two of his favorite tag teams, the Vaudevillains, who are ready, willing, and Gable. Oh, and it's John Cena's fault.
All right. This match, I definitely liked it. You could see the differences in the unique styles between the two. They were unique, but they were similar. Like they both have their own interesting type of style, especially with Chad Gable. He has his own, like, the Greco-Roman style. The Bob Evans have that kind of, that old school, gentleman type of style. I thought this match was really good. I liked it. I really just love these two teams, going at it. Gable and Jordan would work the leg of Aiden English, which was already injured from Dash and Dawson from before. And then the Vaudevillains would start to isolate Gable. Jordan, when he finally got in off the high tag, would get hot and he would do his thing. Nice little capture suplex by Jason Jordan. It was so funny. The commentators were like, "What is that?" And I'm like, really? I'm like, really? I'm like, I get it. Like, Taz was in TNA and he doesn't exist anymore, but come on now. I'm like, you could probably mention Taz without getting in trouble. But then again, you never know. You never know. Brad Maddox got fired for being a heel, so the lifting belly to back suplex for the win by Jordan and Gable, and then the Vaudevillains after the match would blow off the handshake of Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, so there will be no respect in this feud. I don't know if they're. I was kind of confused on this one because I was like, they shake their hands, maybe they're gonna move them up to the main roster or something, because they've been in NXT for a while too. But then I was like, well, maybe they're just gonna go with a respect feud or something. I wasn't sure, and then they blew up the handshake, and I was like, I don't know where they're going with this. Any thoughts on this match?
I really like this match. I'm really starting to like these two teams more and more that I see them. I definitely really like Simon Gotch. Something about him. I just think there's something special about him. Even if they were to break up the Vaudevillains, I think he could do some good things. In the Intercontinental picture. If they brought back a light heavyweight or cruiserweight title, maybe, I don't know. I think he could definitely do really good in that kind of mid card picture. And then you have Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Obviously, Jordan is getting more comfortable as he's teaming with Chad Gable. And Gable just has that personality that can kind of, make any tag team match work. And he's obviously good in the ring too, especially with his, traditional background, with amateur wrestling. So I feel like they worked really well together. They put on really good matches. I did like the ending where the Vaudevillains kind of, didn't take the handshake. I feel like that could definitely obviously bring up a feud right there. Because it felt like, there was a lot of focus on the Vaudevillains and Jordan and Gable, but I feel like they weren't doing much with them. So this could kind of, give them a feud and a storyline to work off of. But it was definitely a good match. I'm excited to see what they do with this next week. Maybe they'll put a match on the TakeOver card. But anyway, next, Alex, the new guy, the new interviewer. His name's Alex, so I'm gonna call him Alex now. He asks Emma and her partner, Emma's partner, about the vicious attack on Asuka last week. Emma's partner, first of all, rudely interrupted her, and then said it was a wake-up call for Asuka. Then Emma's partner, I messed that up. Emma's partner rudely interrupted her, and said it was a wake-up call. Then Emma's partner continued to talk because, she's so rude. She just takes over the camera. She's like, I'm going to talk. I'm not going to let Emma talk. Because, I'm not good in the ring, so I got to try to talk. So Emma's partner said a lot of words. I didn't pick up on all of them because it hurt my ears. But it was good to see Emma. Heel Emma is always good. Any thoughts on the interview with Emma and her partner, Emma's partner? That's her name now, Emma's partner.
Dana Brooke. I like this interview. Dana Brooke was getting hot. She was not having this Asuka, bullying or whatever we're calling it. She is not happy about this. Asuka is not gonna play her for a fool. I tell you, she plays other people for fools. She was getting hot, but she felt better after a little pat on Alex's head. She was feeling better. And then I get it. I like this interview. I'm just more excited for the match that's coming up at TakeOver more than anything.
Alex, man, I know you're new. I know you just got there. You ain't gotta take that. You do not have to take that. Do not let her do that to you. That is Emma's partner. Anyway, moving on. We got another pretty cool vignette of Elias Sampson, similar to the one last week that we got, just kind of the dark room with him with the guitar, kind of singing, which was cool. It's definitely something new that I don't think we've really seen before. So I like that they're doing something like that. It's something kind of innovative. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I definitely liked. I like this. I like their, like I've said before. I like they're going somewhere with Elias Sampson, instead of just kind of, keeping him away from us. I wonder, is he going to have a match at TakeOver? I feel like that's what they're pushing towards, him having some sort of match at TakeOver. I'm wondering who with at this point, but it should be, I think I want to see this character kind of come out and come to life a little bit. We saw it for a second when they're coming out with the guitar and whatnot, but we don't really know where this character's going yet. So I want to see more.
All right. Next, we get Emma versus Liv Morgan, who is a new diva in NXT debuting. Have I mentioned how hot heel Emma is? Just because heel Emma is hot. I'm just saying. And whoever had the idea for Liv Morgan's gimmick and attire needs to be fired. I don't know what they were going with. I don't know what was. It was like she got into a fight with a 90s closet, and that's what happened. No. She a pretty girl. You got to give her some nice attire. Give her a good gimmick. Obviously, she's from Jersey, so you could work with that. But I mean, come on now. This is 2015. This isn't 1995. Sorry. That was a little bit. That wasn't a John Cena rant, so that's good. It wasn't a John Cena rant. as usual, like in the past few months, the newbie debuting was basically a jobber. Um, I just think they need to go back to kind of the original NXT formula where everyone had an equal showing, uh, because at the end of the day, this is a developmental show. This is WWE's developmental, not territory anymore. It's their developmental show depart. So I feel like you don't want to make any one superstar diva look weak, or it's not. If you start making them look weak on their debut, how are you going to make them look really good? When you want to, give them a push. If you just debut them, you know getting the crap beat out of them, I'm not going to have any interest in them in any other matches. But anyway, obviously Emma wins via submission. I liked it. I did like the match, though. It wasn't horrible. I just don't like that, Liv was just basically a jobber in this match. After the match, Emma's kind of celebrating in the ring, and you see Asuka on the video screen punching a punching bag. She says, "Emma, see you in London," and then it goes off. Any thoughts on the match or the little video at the end?
Yeah, I agree. I don't love the newer format thingamabobber they're going with. It's not really new. It's kind of they've been doing it for a little while here. I agree. Everybody should kind of have a chance with NXT because it is developmental. I just don't. I don't know what Liv Morgan was either. I mean, let's be honest though. I mean, when thinking about it in hindsight, Crime Time's coming back. They're gonna be on NXT, and Liv Morgan's gonna be, there with them. That's what it is. It's obvious. We get it. We get it. Okay, she's gonna be out there with JTG, bringing the hood to all that, all that. But that's what's gonna happen. I see it. I see it. It's happening soon. Asuka, she might not like to dance, but she does like to fight. So look out, Emma, look out.
She's not Jinder Mahal, and yes, his name is Jinder Mahal. I'm still calling him Jinder Mahal.
It's not
forever. He's gonna be Jinder Mahal. But anyway, next, Alex asks Bayley if her title reign could be in jeopardy with Nia Jax clearly targeting her now. Bayley says that Nia made her intentions perfectly clear last week, and if a title shot is what she's asking for, she's willing to take any challenge head on. As per WWE, Nia Jax just so happened to be walking by. It's just perfect timing. She just happened to be walking by, much like Jordan and Gable were earlier with the Vaudevillains. They just happened to be walking by. Nia pushes Alex out of the way, and probably into like the next room because he went. I mean, I don't think anyone is easier to push than this new guy. I mean, he just flew. But anyway, she kind of, stares her down, looks at the title, and then walks away. Alex comes back and says, Bayley, it seems as if she's just asked. And I don't know why I thought that this was so funny, but the way he just came back and said, it seems like she just asked, I thought was hilarious. Then Bayley says again, she's willing to take on any challenge. Then the most non-believable moment of the night. Nia Jax grabs Bayley and throws her through a metal door breaking it completely off of its frame. Come on, WWE. You're trying to go into the reality era, and then you want me to believe Nia Jax just threw Bayley through a metal door, completely breaking it off of its hinge. Come on, Vince. Come on now. Thoughts on this?
Casey. You got to think about the situation now. So, hypothetically speaking, in Full Sail, they got the women's locker room, the door, it came off before, though they had to come back and repair it. They hadn't finished putting it back on the hinges yet, so they just had it kind of propped up there, for the time. And Nia Jax knew this, she knew this, and she took advantage. You know the situation, Casey. That's what it was.
Well, I mean, they didn't explain that situation to me. They didn't explain that to the WWE universe. I mean, so we didn't know.
That's true, but that's the situation. That's the situation. But I like this a lot, actually. I didn't think too much into the whole door coming off of the frame. Explosions. I didn't think too much about it. I just kind of liked it because it was something different. We don't see a lot of this backstage, shenanigans happening. And Nia Jax, she's a lady. She's a lady, and she's a lady. She's got some strength. She's been in the gym. So maybe she can break the door off the hinges and whatnot. Bayley, she's a small girl, but the power, and I'm not talking about positivity. I'm just talking about the power, just in general. So I just feel like, I just like this moment. I don't know what it was. It was just kind of different. I like Nia Jax. I like how they're trying to see, show that she's kind of dominating. I'm wondering how the booking of this match is gonna go, because Nia Jax is a little bit heftier than than Bayley. So I gotta stop saying words. I wonder how this match is gonna go. Because Bayley's had some good matches. I want to see that Bayley with a belly. I know what they're gonna do. She's gonna try it. Oh, my back, my God. She's gonna try it again. Oh, my back. And then obviously Nia Jax's gonna work the back. I get it. I know what's gonna happen, but once she hits it, super Bayley with a belly, even, it's happening. Ring just explodes. It's gonna happen. Yeah.
Why would the ring explode? Is there any reason why the ring would explode? I mean,
because they didn't build the the on Breaking Ground. They showed us already. They set up the ring beforehand, and they didn't get all the screws in. So that's just how it happens. They didn't get all the screws in, and
but I mean, what about the matches before this match?
That's gonna be the first match. And then they're gonna have to go back and yeah.
All right, that as long as that's cleared up for me, because I was confused. I mean,
even so, a lot of times, the ring can take the bumps, but sometimes, after it takes so many bumps, it just eventually it's got to happen.
I mean, and the size of certain competitors.
I mean, Bayley's a small girl, I feel like, and the referee's pretty small. Nia Jax is she's a full figured. I think it's gonna be a good match. Next match, Tommaso.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Let's move on to some big guys too. These guys got some size on them. They're not huge, but they're pretty big. Tommaso Ciampa and Samoa Joe. I felt like on paper this is an amazing match. You have the Samoan submission machine versus the Sicilian psychopath, and they don't call him the Sicilian psychopath in WWE, but they call Samoa Joe the Samoans. But anyway, I don't question WWE in their logic. But then you remember that this is a WWE match at the end of the day. And again, I don't like this. This was a good match. I'm not saying this was a bad match. I just don't like them making Tommaso Ciampa look weak. It just felt like at times they just made him look a lot weaker than I feel like we know he is. I mean, we've all seen him in Ring of Honor. We've seen his indie stuff. He's gone up against guys the size of Samoa Joe and even bigger. And, he didn't look nearly this weak. I mean, he had a match, a triple threat match a while back with Michael Elgin, and he didn't look nearly this weak. And again, he didn't look complete. It wasn't like a jobber match. It just, I felt like they should have made it a little bit more equal. But then again, they're trying to build up Samoa Joe as this huge monster because that's what WWE does. You're either a monster or you're a jobber. There's no in between in WWE. There's nothing. There's nothing at all. But Samoa Joe gets the win via submission. But it was a good match. Hopefully they do more with Tommaso and maybe Johnny Gargano, unless they request their release also, because a certain other wrestler did that in November, and it made me sad after seeing him on Breaking Ground playing 2K16. But we won't get into that. Moving on. Thoughts on this match?
This is where we go our separate way. Shout out to Austin Powers for that reference. I completely disagree with you. Number one, I thought this match was really good. I was just like, please, can we have more time? We got 12 minutes, which is actually pretty good when you think about. It was probably about 10. It was actually pretty good when you think about it. Just a normal NXT match that with nothing really on the line. Ciampa had some moments in this match that made him look really strong, and the only thing I would say that made him look weak was maybe the tap out because they didn't let him hold it in for as long as he probably should have. But you got to think about it. Tommaso Ciampa is a newer guy, and it's less about what we've seen in the past and what we see now. Casey, okay, you got to think about this now. Think about the fans who haven't seen Tommaso Ciampa. They're gonna be like, "Oh, he's a strong fella. He came up with Samoa Joe, who's in the NXT World Title picture. If it's a world title, I don't know what it is. NXT title, NXT Full Sail Arena title picture. So I mean, I just didn't feel like it made him look that weak. I felt because there were some times when he was showing some real aggression. There was no running knees though. That's that. That's an issue. That's an abomination. I tell you. You better let me see a running knee from Tommaso Ciampa at least twice, at least 7 times, in a match before I can trust that it's a real Tommaso Ciampa match. Because I think this might have been an imposter. There was not enough jumping knees. There was not enough, there was not enough of this. There was not enough, Luke Harper, whatever, whatever we're calling that little thing. There was not enough going on here. I just felt like, besides the time that they didn't really get, I put please give these guys more time with like 2,000 exclamation points. I just felt like this match was really good. It was back and forth. You can kind of see that they've worked together before. And I just didn't feel like it made Ciampa look that weak, just because he did have his moments. It wasn't one of those things where he got dominated the entire match, and even when he did get dominated, he came back. So, just my personal opinion.
I mean, I guess, but in going on kind of one of your points, one of the things that I really did like about this match is it did seem really hard hitting, and I like when you put two guys like this who obviously have history together. They've, had a bunch of matches in the past, so they know, they're not going to go easy on each other. They know that they can, really go at each other and, do hard chops and, these hard moves, which I like. I like when you get two guys like that where, when they, hit each other in the ring, it really looks like they're, just destroying each other. You can almost, it's almost like you can feel it through the screen. Sometimes when they, go for like a knee or a punch or something like that.
A knee, a
Yeah,
running knee, maybe.
I mean, we don't get that no more. But I definitely like when, you get two guys like that. It definitely builds up the intensity of the match. But we have our different opinions. I feel like Tommaso could have looked a lot stronger. He could have dominated. But whatever. But anyway, that was our review of NXT for December 2nd of 2015. Obviously a good show. Excited for next week. Excited for the Takeover special, which I think is in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. A week, 2 weeks, something like that.
It's a week now. This was last episode.
Yeah, a week now. So excited about that. We have TLC coming up too, which is
It's Sunday. That's why I was confused a little bit on this show, because I was like, usually the Takeover is right before the pay-per-view, but this week it's after, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. So we got those two things coming out. So we will have a jam-packed week coming up. And we have a pretty big video coming up on January 1st. We will finally have some special guests on the show. We'll have some more details on that. I'll probably send out a tweet on our Twitter account about it. But get excited for that one. Hopefully we'll, start building up more in 2K16. Not just the video game, but real life. Anyway, that's our show. And can you guess where we will see you? Can you guess? Can you just take a little bit of a guess where we're gonna see? We will see you on the flippity dippity. That is right. We will see you on the flippity dippity. Peace out, Cub Scout.